Preview.
All right, Winker, episode 45.
Good morning.
We still have not gotten fired. We got no glass.
We're
looking good.
What a weekend.
Pretty awesome weekend. Obviously, you want to win that third game, get the sweep, because we haven't been able to do that this season against any other team. But I'll take 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we were there
Friday.
Couldn't have been more exciting. And then Saturday
couldn't have been
even more exciting.
Right. That was a nail biter. At awesome. Alfaro came up with the clutch walk-off. But that Friday night game, Starling Marte damn near hit the Budweiser sign. Yeah. That might have been that, except for some of Stanton's bombs. That might have been the longest one I've seen there.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, if it hit the top of that thing and didn't hit the side, it would have bounced out onto the concourse. Mm-hmm. Great hit. And then Jazz Chisholm came up with a big home run also. So the concern now is Starling Marte, oblique injury, intercostal. I guess that's in the rib somewhere over there. And he was kind of twinging after that. And then he did, for his perspective, he still wanted to take that at bat. Felt like we had a chance to do something, especially how hot he's been lately. Yeah. So, but Mattingly's like, it's not worth it. We got a day off tomorrow, so let's just let him rest and get it checked out.
Those guys have one day off, and then it's back at. I mean, it's just.
Oh no, it's crazy. It's 1 day off, a night game against 6:40 game against Baltimore, a 12 or 1 o'clock game, 1 o'clock game on Wednesday. Finish that, flying to San Francisco, going right at it for like a 13 game series road trip.
Amazing.
So. You cannot be disappointed in the pitching of Pablo Lopez yesterday. I thought he was awesome. Curtis came in, good relief. There were everything but the bats were clicking on all cylinders.
I want to back up to Friday night. It was interesting when we were leaving. It had a playoff feel, and after the game was over, everyone just sat in the seats.
They didn't want to leave.
It was funny. It was an interesting. And then when we walked out, it was interesting seeing so many people. I don't know what the stats are. Are they selling out games? Because that game was packed for the 20% capacity, or what it was. It seemed like
I could look
the crowd was great, and the yelling and the screaming and super. Anyone who hasn't been to a game yet, make sure you go. It's really exciting baseball.
Yeah, and especially if you're a veteran, first responder, police, fire, any of those people, those salute and serve games are free. You get 1 ticket and for a guest. And the first time we went, we're in section 26. Or 28 down there on the third baseline. This time we're up in the 300 level, but the view was perfect. You could see everything. Yep. You didn't miss anything. So
yeah, it was great. We could not have had a better time. And with the $3, it was interesting because remember, the $3 deal is only at the OBs downstairs.
Yeah, but apparently that's fake too now. Fake news, because you can still get the hot dog, but you can't get the beer.
So the beers are out, but still you can get the food. But at the concourse level, those were all offering the reduced price also.
Right.
So the food is really interesting. It's they have that down. I don't know you never could figure out your beer situation.
No,
they never had it because they kept saying there is $5 beer. You just couldn't find the $5.
Well, no, because it's hidden. It's like a Pokemon game. You got to find. Doesn't exist. Does not exist.
But yeah, it was great. Looking forward to this week, and it's interesting to see. We were really down after that first I think it was 6 games, 7 games.
Yeah.
We weren't playing good ball, and it was what do you do to turn this around? And you
win 6 of 8.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be enthusiastic. This is it. Yeah. And it's interesting for me because having watched baseball for so long, in these series, it's if you just I'm all about breaking tasks down, and if you can win your series every time, you end up, you're going to be, playing for a division lead,
absolutely
for a pennant. It's we're doing the right things now. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. So attendance, let's go through these for all three nights or 3 games, because I think it's pretty interesting. So Friday night, the night we were there when we won 4-1, attendance was, 5,734. So significantly less than what the capacity is under the restricted
How about
number.
Saturday night?
So that's Friday. So 9,000 is the number, is the total max they can have in there. Saturday Saturday was a little bit more, 6,014, and then I think Sunday was probably the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a decent crowd there. It seemed like it was more, but I was down in the corner.
I saw you out in right field.
Yeah, right there. And I was kind of jacked up to see Duvall, but it ended up being Cooper out there. A little bit more, another 100 and so. 61-29. So
they got to be happy with it. It's definitely trending up, and anyone who hasn't been, again, I would.
Yeah, all the protocols are in place. You're going to be safe and have a good time, and there's it's set up, it's designed for them to succeed. So that's the best. That's the coolest part about it. So Baltimore tomorrow. That's a 6:40 start. I know it's Nick Neidert. Not sure who's going for Baltimore, but let me check it out. Harvey. So that ought to be. I think he's gotten beaten up in a couple of the games. Matt Harvey with a 5.02 ERA, 12 strikeouts. Here's the thing with Pablo set the record or set his own personal record for strikeouts in the game at 9 yesterday. So. We just got to we got good pitching, we got no bats. We got good bats, we got no pitching, and then we're chasing. So, and then Wednesday it's going to be Trevor Rogers, and hopefully I'm going to Grant and I are going to go out there. Yep. Hopefully you can come and be against Bruce Zimmerman. So that ought to be a pretty good matchup. Two lefties going at each other. So, and then the road trip. So we'll see what happens.
That's awesome. And then in other sports news, Canes had closed their spring game Saturday. It was closed. And Alabama had their spring game, and they had 48,000 fans at their spring game, which they said was the largest post-pandemic gathering of people.
All right. So I ran into Kelly Sacco too, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she looked great, and so proud of her for doing, being one of the pioneers of women in sports in Miami.
And her little interludes are great during the games when you're watching on TV. She's really she's doing great.
Try to get her back in here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, with an update. And then also we're going to be doing.
Oh, and then Dwayne Wade is now owner of the Utah Jazz.
Utah Jazz of all teams to buy. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
And then I also was going to tell you about MLS soccer started up. Inter Miami. It was a really interesting sports moment because Inter Miami, it was just this joyous occasion. If you look at the supporters end zone was packed full of people, and there was a loss. It was a 3-2 loss. It was I watched the game. It was actually an exciting game on Saturday afternoon. It was on ABC. But it was interesting seeing apparently Inter Miami has had some problems with the salary cap, was playing some games with it, and they got caught. And it was funny seeing Gerber. It was like a moment of corporate. What would you call it? Corporate management. He's up there and he's like, "This is great. We're glad to have a team in Miami. This is exciting. They're playing the LA Galaxy. Brady's there, David Beckham's there, everybody." And then he's like, "But what Inter Miami did was really bad, and we're gonna be punishing them."
Ouch.
Yeah, it was funny.
They're struggling, man. They had the name thing, the trademark deal, or the copyright. It's a trademark, right?
Listen, it's hard to get a they're building a league in the MLS. They're building a franchise. It is interesting to see the growing pains of what happens with this stuff. And
they needed you on their legal counsel before they named the team and did all the design work, because that would have saved them a couple $1 million. I'm sure it's not. They're settling it, but it's not going to be cheap. Not going to be cheap at all.
So,
oh man,
good. So yeah, I was glad. It was so cool that you saw Sacco, and then we're going to be calling up to. I got to make the
Katie Florio.
We got to get Katie on to talk about. I saw
the opening of the
Twitter,
ballpark.
Well, I saw on Twitter they put out the starting lineups. I mean, not starting lineups. The rosters of all the affiliate team of all the
So is Blade going to be in Pensacola?
Minor league teams. I don't know. We'll have to look. It's funny. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
No, he's going to be in Jacksonville.
The Shrimps.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. But he's never played one day of AA, so right to AAA.
Yeah, right to AAA.
Yeah, because look, if we don't have Marte, we're going to need another outfielder, so we got to have somebody ready. Yeah. Got to have somebody ready. We still got Miyagi, Sierra, but I haven't seen him do anything other than he's pretty good on base. But
those guys got to be raring to go. I was thinking about the minor league guys because they've been stuck in Jupiter, just working out against each other. They're ready to start playing some.
And now it's starting to get hot.
Oh,
yeah. So it's going to be 90, 95.
That's another reason to go to a game. I got to tell you something.
Roof's closed.
It was so hot yesterday.
Yeah.
We were out at the Miami Yacht Club, and it was beautiful. We're on the water and everything, but it was so hot. I mean, we went from beautiful weather to just blazing July heat.
Overnight.
Yeah.
Overnight. So you know what? One thing we didn't talk about is your buddy that is the head of Biscayne Bay Brewing.
Jose Malaya.
Yeah. So we're going to do something with them, like either in a sponsorship type of thing, but we want to get him to come on and talk about the history of the brewery, how that Marlins lager came to be, and how that partnership with the team. It's funny
because I got to tell you, I'll shout out to him. I met him after this, but we used to go. I'll nerd out for a second. In a book club I'm in, we would go up. Remember on Doral, he had the pre-COVID. They had the
tap room over there.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like this cool warehouse. It was so cool being in there. And they had great food. It was
all awesome. Polished steel.
I don't drink beer. I don't drink. So it was like funny. I would go there and like people would be like, "You love going to that place." I'm like, "Oh man, I love the food." They would do this pretzel plate, and the pretzels. They would take the pretzel like a regular ballpark, big pretzel, chop it up, put it on the barbecue, heat it up with the little char marks on it. With sausage, same way. With you just take your thing with all your different mustards and everything.
I love that.
The place is killer. But I met him after the fact of that. So he's got a lot of cool stuff going on, and I'm really excited about it. I find his the marketing interesting. Like to have a Marlins brew is interesting, and it's a really good beer, right? He's making good beer.
Delicious.
Yeah, you got it's funny. You beer drinkers are all like. Oh my God! It's expensive.
But his other beers are really good too, like Tropical Bay, and the IPA.
Just the marketing is really good, and really just this local focused, hyper focused, flamingos and these scenes is so cool.
Right on, yeah, and maybe we'll come up with like some kind of contest where people send in their pictures with the Marlins lager, whether at the ballpark or at the beach or whatever.
You're watching the game.
Yeah, and we'll come up with some cool giveaway tickets or something like that. So.
Awesome.
All right, episode 45. Let's let these boys rest up for tomorrow and the next couple days.
Community newspapers, the hub of sports, local news, of
Marlins baseball. Episode 45 in the books. Go Fish.
Have a good week.
Preview.